Three.
All right, look at that. It started sort of on time. All right. Welcome, Ohmies. How you guys doing? Here we are another week for another show. We got the usual gang down there with me. If you guys can see them at the bottom of the screen. And how's everybody in chat doing? All righty, let's get this thing rolling. Let's start out with the buffet. If you would like to kick us off there, Mr. Frames.
Absolutely, my dude. I'll go ahead and start off for you guys. I'm gonna be rocking this beautiful Dull Dime number 33.
Oh, jealous.
Just got it in last week from Michelle Lynn herself, and just look at the beautiful work she done in there. Voltage meter, you know, a little personalized message. You know, James Franklin, brother from another mother. And I will tell you guys, this thing is probably the hardest hitting mod that I own. I'm not even joking. This thing's legit. And inside of this, I've got, yet again, that fountain blast off that Dan's got me absolutely hooked on. I've already killed this 60 mil and already got another one open. So if you guys haven't checked this stuff out, make sure you go and grab a bottle because it's addicting, literally.
Oh, it's some scrumptious shit right there.
And my second setup for tonight, I know this thing just looks ugly, but look at this monstrosity. I've got the QP Designs Fatality on top of the Titan 2700 parallel box. And inside of this, I've got some Abstract Main Squeeze. And this stuff's absolutely delicious as well. It's kind of like a strawberry, citrus, lemonade type flavor. And it's actually pretty banging, not going to lie. And that's it for me, guys. I only got the 2 setups for today. No pod systems or nothing like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Ohm.My.Lanta.
What up?
What up?
What up? All right. The buffet I got going on. We're from Michigan. We call it the buffet.
The Jimmy.
I got my Hexome.
Ooh.
Custom engraved. Dan Short Designs. Dude's awesome. I shined everything on it myself. I'll be getting James's Hexome soon so I can shine it up for him. Original recipe recoil.
In the mail, my dude.
In the mail. Suck It drip tips. He's very customized, only makes a couple runs and everything. I was lucky to get this matchy tip. This setup.
What kind of cap is that?
What's that?
The cap that goes on top, the little head, or is it just fits all together as one piece?
It just fits all together. You take the existing piece off, and this is just like a slam cap in. Like
okay.
He makes short runs. I don't even know if he makes anything more for the recoil. I just right at the right time. It was online. I was like, "Yep, I need that.
I need that for this."
That is my forever mod. That never changes. This always stays the same. And with that, I have my end-all be-all juice that if everything was taken away, this would be the juice I always vaped. It is called Fresh to Death. It is from The Last Machine, sold at IVC. Candy apple, fresh apple, double kiwi with a hint of menthol. Love that stuff. I have my Brush Rage with the drop, with just a turtle tip guy going on there, with Apple Jam Monster, another one of my favorite juices. Squid Industries Double Barrel, Firelink Mesh Tank. I have, oh yeah, the fountain, and that's my 4th bottle, James.
I'm telling you guys got to try this stuff. It's fantastic.
So and last, I got Luxotic Tobino. That goes everywhere with me. And a new favorite juice that will stay in my rotation is Bookmark. And this is by, I can't remember the name, but it is sold at IVC now. And it is a twisted gala apple or something like that. If you like apples, it is the juice for you. It's phenomenal. So good.
Nice.
That's my buffet for the night, and I will pass it off to PoonSauce Mcnasty.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Corey?
Turn on my TV. What's going on, everybody?
So ready.
Okay, first of all, I got my beat-up looking car on. Look how fucking I hate that. Crack the screen, and then still works though. With my drop on top, and there I got some kangaroo custard. Focus, damn it. Yeah, it's too bright. Okay. And there, and then I got my Smoant Cylon with my Reverie on top. And there I got a brand new fresh bottle of some Blueberry Jam Monster. So probably my favorite flavor from the line. And that is it.
Awesome.
All we have
stuff,
left is
man.
clown.
Alrighty. Let's see where to start. All right, so I got my OG 22mm goon on my Predator mech, and in that I got that Millionaire Super Steep.
Yeah,
And
buddy.
Holy crap! You guys really get you a bottle. I don't care. Just get a bottle
Or two.
Well,
Or
tell
two.
them how you got it, because as far as I know right now, you order stuff on IVC, they're sending you free bottles.
Yeah, I literally ordered a bottle of the fountain the other day. Just one bottle of fountain, and it showed up with a fresh bottle of Super Steep Nilly just thrown in the package. So I don't know if they're just throwing them in with every order or what. So you guys might want to go and check that out and just pick up a bottle of that Super Steep, or even just pick up a bottle of Blast Off and get the Super Steep for free.
I know, right? One way or another, just get it. I mean, this one is the same like yours. That's supposed to be 6 months, but it's from August of last year. So it's like almost double.
I think they were getting rid of it because it wasn't selling, so they were just like, here's a year-free Steep, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, then next up, I got the Hexome with the Rico Rebel Trinity cap.
Ooh, pretty.
More, so it's all.
Oh, that stab wood though.
I know. And in that, I got Grindhouse Americano. Just got this in today, and I'm not gonna lie, hit the guy up, man. He's a cool dude, and he makes some really badass juice. So you guys gotta give it a try if you like some coffee. I mean, like I seriously like messaged them right after I tried it, and I was like, dude, I'm very feeling. Where's my coffee? And I really was in the mood to make myself some coffee, but I was too lazy to get up from this chair, so that didn't happen. But still, really good juice, especially if you like yourself some coffees. All right, let's get this thing rolling. Do you guys have any advocacy stuff or news going on?
Well, I do want to do a couple shout outs for some people
there
in the
you go.
chat real quick while we give you guys time to think. We got hi Mark. Mark Clough is in the house.
Oh yeah.
If you guys haven't seen him on the stew, he makes those beautiful 21700 parallel dual MOSFET
Warlock
boxes.
hammer.
The Warlock's hammer. I have one put in for order already.
Me too.
Killer price, killer mod. You guys need to check it out. He's actually got a Facebook page as well. So if you guys
he's actually got a Facebook group, I think, too.
Yeah, he's got a page and a group going for that. So you guys make sure you guys go check that out. He's also got a fantastic juice line called the Witch's Brew, and he's got 15 different flavors, I believe, and they're all fantastic from what I hear. So make sure you guys go check that out. We got True Vapors all the way from the UK holding it down. What's going on, my dude? We got Not So Scrawny Connie, one of our absolute favorite people that always checks in with us. Mr. Matt Caruthers, what's going on, brother? Glad you're able to tune in tonight. We got Danny Castle. We've got Frank freaking Wolf.
Oh, wow. He's there for live.
We've got Coil Image. Huge shout out to Coil Image. He sent me some banging N90 aliens the other day, and dude, your coils are phenomenal. Make sure you guys go check him out on Instagram, coil_image. Check him out. Dude makes great coils, sells them for a great price.
I get mine in tomorrow, so I'm excited about that.
We also got TC Reviews. Miss Michelle Lynn Doldime is in the house, and let me just tell you, thank you. I absolutely love you for this mod. It is my most treasured mod, and I will keep it forever. Yeah, guys, I don't know if there's anybody else you guys wanted to shout out, or if you guys thought about some advocacy and things we can move on to.
I have my contest is still going on my Instagram. This is the last week to do it. I'll post it back up to the top. We have the comment periods ending on Thursday.
I'm looking on Casado right now, see if anything's come up.
Yeah, we got only 3 days left, guys, to submit those comments. So make sure you guys go in and put them up.
Yeah, I don't think they've done a final decision of whether they're gonna get rid of it because of the fake comments or not. But I mean, why stop just because of one stupid discrepancy?
They'll do the comments. So you go to my page. You can win a 240 ml of independent vapor juice. We have the top 10 sellers in 240 ml bottles. Whoever, you can post once a day, repost it. There's like 5 things to do. Once you do those 5 things, you DM me that you did it, and then I put you in the drawing to do it. And you can do it once a day. So I haven't had a lot of traffic with it, so the odds are looking pretty good for a couple people that have been doing it every day.
I also dropped a link in the chat for FDA100k.com. You guys can click right there, and it'll take you directly to the comments, and you guys can submit all your comments there.
Hey, Jesus is in the chat, and he even wants you to do it. So come on,
yeah,
listen to Jesus.
If Vaping with Jesus says do the comments, do the comments.
I know, right? All right. I don't like. I know. Was it as of July 1st? A lot of the vaping laws in Canada changed, and I'm hoping more American vendors can get into Canada, myself included.
There's one thing I want to bring up about Advocacy that I saw a good friend.
So I don't know. It's just, I was watching like Regulator Watch videos over the weekend, and they were talking to some of the people in vaping and what their thoughts on that are. And some of them are skeptic still of whether or not it will impede them from doing certain things within their country. And I feel like that is one of those things where you just have to see where things lie. I don't know. What do you guys think have any thoughts on that?
I'm sorry, dude. I was totally reading. I was totally reading.
I zoned the hell out. Holy crap.
What?
I think the whole panel just kind of like just turned off for a second. Whoa.
Yeah, technical difficulties here, guys. Sorry about that.
I was answering a question to True Vapors. My bad. What was the question again?
No, okay. Like in Canada, they as of July 1st.
Yep.
They Canada, like they took on vaping as an actual thing, and it's not so taboo or where they have so many restrictions.
Yeah.
No, I mean I haven't looked into it entirely. I just know I was looking at like Regulator Watch, and they had what's it called? Some of the like people in the industry, and they still feel like there might be some discrepancies that will go on with the new laws and stuff. And I don't know, what do you guys think on that, or how would you feel if they accepted it here in the U.S. and how do you feel about them actually putting legitimate regulations, but where it's still acceptable?
Well, I guess it would entail what are the legitimate regulations.
Yeah.
Is it kind of what they got now with got to be 18 or 21 and over,
Which
safety caps, child-proof bottles, like how far is the extent?
No, yeah, I get that. I completely understand that.
I think at the end of the day, that's a lot what it's going to come down to is like if that does end up happening here, we really just kind of have to, see what exactly they think they're going to put out for these regulations. Are they, like Dan's saying, are they going to keep it, either 18 or are they going to move it to the age of 21 or, are they going to make it, kind of like how the TPD is doing over in the UK, which I believe things are starting to change over there as well, with the nicotine levels.
TPD is a EU thing. It's
yeah.
The UK
exactly.
is still part of it. They have to deal with all that crap still.
Yeah, so like that's another thing. Are they going to start, regulating nicotine levels in bottles and how much nicotine you could sell per milliliter of bottles? Are we going to end up being with, just regular, like the TPD 10 mil bottles that contain nicotine, or are we going to end up having to do like, like the short fills or whatever? However, it really just depends on where they decide to take it.
To be honest, I don't think I would really mind the short fills that much. I mean, it's an extra step that I have to take to get the nicotine in my bottle, but if it still helps me get the nicotine in my vape, then I'll go on and do it. Like, I'm around an area to where most of the shops in my county only carry 0 milligram on their shelf, and they nick it in with the nick pods. I mean, it's practically a different way of short filling.
Yeah. I don't know, like as a DIYer and juice maker, I don't know what title I can take on that one, but I do feel like nicotine does. Yeah, there you go. Nicotine does play a big part in the flavor when you're steeping a bottle of juice.
Absolutely.
And I feel that would affect the flavor quite a bit. And I mean, talking to some of the UK folks, they have made mention before of like when they try American juice, they just feel that it's nicotine filled, but for us, it's like a normality. So I wonder if having to change to a short fill system would just mess things up for us, or would it help?
Yeah. That's definitely something that it's really hard to say now, with the unknown, you know what I mean? Because it would be hard to say like this is where we think it's going to go, and then once it gets to that point, it could go a completely different direction. You know what I mean? It's just kind of I know it's a waiting game, and we've been doing it for a while, trying to figure out what they're going to do with these regulations. But as long as we stay active in the community, trying to regulate ourselves as much as we can, then that gives them less of a reason to tack more regulations on top of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So the better job we do as vapors and as a community and as an industry to keep a positive light on vaping, at the end of the day, that's going to be the biggest help that we can have.
Oh yeah.
I kind of wish vape gear was only sold in like brick and mortar stores and online and stuff like that. Like I'd like them to get rid of like them selling jewels and stuff.
Convenience stores.
Because I feel that's the problem they have. Like
that's where
a lot of the kids that are getting a hold of jewels and stuff like that, I feel stem from like gas stations and stuff like that, because it's really easy marketing. Because a lot of gas station people that run the stores, they don't really care who they're selling it to as long as they're getting the money. Like,
until they get a fine slapped on them.
Yeah, but coming from working at a shop, when people come in, we ID. We check people. Not to say they're not buying it and selling it to someone else, but you're not getting those 16, 17-year-olds coming into at least the vape shop I work at, coming in and trying to get one over on me, and I'm selling it to you.
Yeah.
I see a lot of gas station folks. That's how I was a kid once and was buying cigarettes underage from a gas station.
Because there's liquor stores that sell jewelry too.
Having a beard helps though.
I didn't have this beard.
Oh, okay.
I want to give a big shout out to Dark Storms Empire, all the way from Hawaii. Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Oh wow, dude. Thanks.
And of course, Richard Crawford from the UK as well, dude. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's late night over there for you and True Vapors, so we really appreciate you guys tuning in with us.
Yeah, I don't know if that could be a thing. It's probably not. They can sell what they want to sell.
Yeah,
I see a lot of problems that stem from that, and I like that a lot of juice companies now have finally switching their labels around.
Yeah,
we had Vaptasia just redid.
Yeah, Vaptasia did theirs. Who else did I see? Someone else.
I know Dripmore did theirs, but it's still very like you could have done better.
Yeah,
it
was like
a little bit. They should have went a little bit farther.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and that's just stupid stuff that should have been done already. Those should have never been labels. Like there's certain stuff with the FDA I do agree on, like we shouldn't sell to underage kids. We shouldn't.
Absolutely.
We should have child-proof caps. I totally agree with that too, and I totally agree with not having candy flavors or little cartoon people running around on bottles and stuff like that. Like that stuff definitely needs to change. And I'm very proud like Vaptasia did it, but there's tons of other companies they need to jump on the bandwagon too and switch their shit, because you want to keep making this cartoony stuff. It hurts us, and I won't be buying your flavors. That's not going to happen. You're not getting your money.
Sammy Nitro makes a good point. Vaping products need to be sold in a licensed establishment that is held accountable for what they sell and who they sell to. And if that means no more gas stations or convenience stores, then so be it. I completely agree with you, Sammy, 100%. 100%. Because at the end of the day, like Dan's saying, a lot of these kids are going and getting these jewels from convenience stores, because a lot of these convenience stores and gas stations, they either don't card or they just don't care. Because like Dan said, at the end of the money, they're getting their money, or at the end of the day, they're getting their money, and that's all they really care about.
See, and that's like one that bothers me though, because if a convenience store sells alcohol or traditional tobacco to children, they get fined heavily. But then if a jewel gets sold to a child, nothing happens. They go after Pax Labs or whoever.
Right.
You know, it's like, why? What's the difference in that whole situation?
And also, shout out to Juul. I heard that they were going to make like different pods that are less strength, so people can actually try to kick even vaping altogether. Like if that's what you want to do, like if you like, a lot of people get into vaping so they can quit smoking, so they can quit doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard if you stick on the Juul route to do like 50 milligram salt nick juice all the time. But since they're making lower strength stuff, that's awesome, man. I'm very happy Juul's doing that, because there are people out there that just want to kick the habit altogether.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're going so hard after Juul, and yet Juul has one of the most responsible packaging I have seen for a vape product. It is so plain, straight to the point. It tells you what it is, what's in it, and that's it. There's no crazy logos or cartoon characters,
crazy
or
colors,
anything like that on there. It's just basic, plain. It's the most adult advertising that you can get. Like, and they're going so hard after it because, like Dan's saying, these are things that you can buy in these convenience stores and gas stations, or, you know, whatever it may be. You can have like your 18-year-old, 21-year-old brother go into the gas station for you and grab you a Juul. You know what I mean? Like, that's how at the end of the day, if a teenage kid or kids want to get something, they're going to get it, period.
Yeah.
It's been like that since the beginning.
Smoking.
Yeah, it's been like that since the beginning of time, guys. Like, there's always going to be that thing that kids want to do that they're not allowed to, and they're going to rebel and they're going to do it. It's just, that's how it goes, man. I was a kid. I did the same things.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, okay, as a parent myself, and maybe, you know, Ohm.My.Lanta can attest to this. I feel like instead of, you know, going on a witch hunt after some company because your kid got a hold of something they made, why don't you actually sit down and talk to your damn kid?
Exactly. This is something that Joel touched on too during the vape stew. At the end of the day, it comes down to the parents. The parents need to take responsibility for what their children do and what their children get their hands on. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's none of our responsibilities to tell your kid that they can't do something. That's your responsibility as a parent to parent your children, not have everyone else parent your children.
Yeah, like, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when like my daughter was 5, she actually asked me, why do you smoke if it's a drug? And I was like, because I'm an idiot. I made really poor choices and I hope better for you. And she was very shocked by my response, but I'm not going to sugarcoat things for them, especially when it comes to things like that, especially when they hit an age of they're more aware of the world around them.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What is it? I was listening to Culture of Clouds earlier, and I probably should have done some research on this, but somewhere in like the Midwest, I think it was, was it indoors vaping banned? You can't vape indoors, and you can't even do it in shops.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to remember where it was exactly.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, I was listening to that this morning.
Yeah.
And, they're doing these, you know, vape bans where you can't vape in public, can't vape inside of any buildings, or even inside of vape shops now. And that
hurts business, man. Because I mean, most people, when they go to buy something, especially new vapors, they want to know what these things taste like.
Exactly.
They're not gonna buy it blindly and take it home, and then what if they don't like it? And then they just feel that it was a waste.
See, there's already vape shops that do that.
And I completely agree with, you know, not smoking or not vaping in, you know, like restaurants or, you know, like public places where others that don't vape will be around, because that's just common courtesy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like if I go out to vape somewhere, I don't just walk out the door and vape right there. I usually go off to either the smoking area or separate myself from groups of people, just so that, you know, I don't have, you know, I'm not blowing clouds in everybody's face, or, you know, that's another thing that we kind of need to take responsibility for too as vapors, is we need to be aware of our surroundings when we're vaping and who's around us. You know, you got to be courteous to the people around you. Not everybody wants to sit there and smell your, you know, cinnamon bun vape that you're vaping on. Like, even though it smells delicious,
not everybody wants that.
Everybody wants to smell what I'm vaping. I call bull on that. Everyone wants to smell what I'm vaping. No one wants to smell cigarettes. I go.
Oh, yeah.
the smoker. I go blow it by them. They're like, wow, that smells good. Cool. Let me talk to you about vaping. I try to switch as many people as I can. And the biggest place to go do that is where the smokers are hanging out at.
Oh, yeah. Was it like a buddy of mine at work? Anytime I vape near him, he's all like, damn you and your clouds of lies.
Yeah.
He wants to try whatever I'm vaping on, but he doesn't vape, so it's one of those.
But yeah, I can kind of understand, you know, with that aspect, you know, because like you can no longer smoke inside of buildings or restaurants and stuff anymore inside of the United States. So I kind of understand where they're coming from. There shouldn't be a double standard, even though it is vapor, you know, and it isn't necessarily.
It's educated on it. They don't understand. They see us blowing vapor out. They think it's smoke. They think that there's some kind of
chemical in there that'll make you sick.
Vapor, secondhand smoke that's gonna hurt them because
vapor doesn't exist.
I understand that, but
not a general person knows that unless you actually look up the research. Yeah. Not everybody knows half of the things that are in vape. Because I mean,
dude, I'll go stand with the smokers and they're like, I hear that's worse for him. Like, really? Like, that's what you want to go with?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't know things. They hear all the stuff that's out there in the news saying that vaping is worse, or that, you know, everyone's shit's blowing up on them and stuff like that, and they don't really know. And that's why I'm trying to put myself in that situation to educate them, to let them know.
Absolutely.
It's not, you know what I mean? Because
that's what I do, man.
I was that person at one point in time that thought the same way they did. So I had to educate myself or get education from other people. So I get another one to learn a little bit about it, then another one, and eventually everyone will be vaping. Like, this doesn't hurt. You know, it doesn't hurt me. I feel better. I'm not, you know, getting all these chemicals and all this stuff. So
yeah,
that's the kind of stuff I try to do. I think we all try to do that. So.
See, Sammy Nitro makes another good point. It kind of goes off of what I was saying. Is like, just because it's less harmful, we still need to respect the non-smokers or the non-smokers that are out there. That because they don't necessarily want to inhale that. You know, they're not smoking, so why would they want to inhale vapor as well? Like, I could totally understand that, and you got to respect that. You know, they're obvious. They're making better choices. You know, because we're not saying this is 100% okay for you. There is, you know, there's still a little bit of unknown out there, but there's enough research out there showing that it is 95% safer than smoking a normal cigarette, you know, but we still have to, you know, take responsibility and, you know, respect the people around us and make sure, you know, that we're not, you know, like I was saying, chucking tits in everybody's face, you know what I mean? Just sitting there with your, you know, your big old stack tube in the middle of the mall, just chucking clouds, you know, when there's kids and, you know, whoever else could be around. And you got to be courteous for the people around you. Just like when you were a smoker, you know, you didn't walk straight by or stand right next to somebody who don't smoke and sit there and blow smoke in their face.
You go looking for that smoking area.
Exactly. It's the same thing with vaping. I know it sucks that a lot of times they make the vapors go by the smokers, and we don't. I know me as a
strike
vapor,
up conversation at that point.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. But me as a vapor, I hate and I can't stand the smell of cigarettes anymore. It actually makes me sick. So I even separate myself from the smokers just so I don't have to smell it. I'll go and I'll sit in my car on my breaks at work, or I'll walk to the other end of, you know, wherever they're standing at, just so I don't have to sit there and smell it. But then again, like Clown's saying, I do take the opportunity sometime to go over there and kind of explain, or, you know, like, because there's been a few guys at my job that have came up to me and asked me questions, and I have been able to actually help one or two people at my job make the switch, and they're doing great. You know, they haven't looked back, and they came to me and told me like 2 weeks after they stopped, they're like, dude, I could breathe. You know, I don't get winded walking from my front door to my car now. You know, like honestly, I didn't realize how much of a difference it made until like I actually had, you know, that 1 or 2 weeks in of just vaping without smoking, and, you know, I wasn't coughing up that nasty, you know, tar or whatever that was in my lungs, and, you know, I could actually breathe, and, you know, everything smelt so much better and tastes so much better because I didn't have that, you know, tobacco smell stuck to me, or that taste stuck in my mouth from smoking all the time. It's great, man. It's great change.
Yeah, I mean, like last week I was out in public and I was just vaping away, and this guy, he's smoking cigarettes, and he looks at me, he's like, "Hey man, does that ever work for you?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude. I mean, I've been smoke free, like cigarette free for 3 years, and it's worked for me." And he was telling me about how he went to a shop and he tried out something and how it wasn't really working out for him. And then I was like going to suggest a couple of pod systems to see how he felt about those, and that kind of thing. And that's bringing us into our main topic here. What we're going to talk about was, like, as a new vapor, where do you begin? What kind of things, what would you give to somebody as advice as to what a good system would be to begin with? So let's get into that main topic. What do you guys think is like a good starter setup, like sub ohm tanks or pod systems or things like that?
You want to start this one off? Or yeah, go ahead, PoonSauce. You can go ahead and start it off, man.
First of all, the first question you have to ask them is how many cigarettes do you smoke a day?
Yes.
That's the main thing, because your liquid's the most important thing out of that. You can get a device anywhere. But the amount of nicotine you have in there is the most important thing. They'll say they want a pack a day or 2 pack. I would say if you're a 2-pack a day smoker, I would either give them a juice that's... I try not to go towards pod systems. I know they help get away from it, but pod systems are more addictive. Nicotine salts are way more addictive than cigarettes, in my opinion. Because the way the nicotine is in there, it's a different form. You're getting it in you a lot quicker, and so you're going to want to keep on taking puff and puff and puff.
Well, actually, nic salts hit your bloodstream and your system within 5 to 10 minutes, and freebase nicotine hits your system within like 15 to 20 minutes, I think is what it is. Don't quote me on this science stuff, but this is what I've heard. So yeah, I do the same thing. Ask them, how much do you smoke? If you're a 2-pack a day smoker, I steer them towards nic salts just because it's giving them that instant gratification then.
I agree with that definitely. But I would, if I had to do it, I would choose to get somebody on like a more mouth, like a all-in-one device. For me, that's how I would do it. So, like, say, I remember when the Eco AIO came out, that I saw people get turned onto those left and right, because it's a small little pen. You're a woman, you can put it in your purse. You're good to go. You're a guy, you could stick that thing in your pocket. You could turn it on and off. I mean, those are the ideal things. I know with pod systems, there is a lot of inconsistencies. I feel like with pod systems, there's more inconsistencies than just regular tanks and all that. Because either the pods don't work, you get duds. It's just pretty much when the pod goes bad, it's like the same thing when you're buying a pack of coils. Like, say you're buying a fat 5-pack of smoke coils, and 2 of them don't work right off the package. For me, pod systems, I've had some not good experiences with pod systems because I've bought a couple of them to where they die within like the first month. And when people have to do that, they're not going to want to spend more money. Oh crap, my pod system died on me. Now I have to go get another one.
Yeah.
No, they don't want, because then they're trying to look into something that's cheaper than cigarettes too. They want to spend less money, all that. And if they're going to be doing that, then they're going to be spending way more money.
Well, here, Dave actually posted this in the chat, and I was actually going to bring it up too, because this is something that's kind of the best of both worlds. It's an all-in-one system, but it's also sort of like a pod system as well, the Aspire Breeze 2. And with that, it comes with, there's 3 different types of coils you can get for it. I believe it's a 1.2 ohm, a 1 ohm coil, and then a 0.6 ohm coil. And with that, you can use, your nic salts. You could use your freebase juices or your nicotines. You can use your higher milligrams if you want to, because it's got that really high resistance.
Versatile.
It's very versatile. Exactly. You have options. And not only that, it does have an adjustable airflow on it as well. So if you want something that is going to give you a nice tight mouth to lung, you can get that out of it. And as well as you can open it up and get a nice restricted hit as well. That's a great kit to look into for someone that's wanting to try to make the switch.
Can those handle your high VG juices?
Yes.
Because you remember,
I would even consider a Me Pod something like the Breeze 2.
Okay, because was it when I started vaping? We had C4 tanks, and that's what I started on, and that's back in the 50-50 days. And you know, if you look at the like juice landscape nowadays, getting a 50-50 blend is a lot harder. You know?
Yeah.
I know of a couple companies, but there's not many.
But as far as I know, you can put like a 70-30 juice in an Aspire Breeze and you won't have any leaking issues or anything like that. From the few people that I have spoke. Yep. Frank freaking Wolf says right here is that it can handle his 70 to 30 juices. So
nice.
There's proof right there for you guys. It's a banging little kit. Demo Vape swears by it. Our man Vapor Swaggins has one and he absolutely loves it. Dave Satek in the chat says he has one as well. And they're banging kits, guys. I would definitely suggest checking that out. And also, if you're looking for something more like a pod system that's a little bit smaller, you know, that's actually, from what I understand, you can actually take these pods apart and rebuild them. Is the Mini Fit by Just Fog, I believe it is. It's just a little all-in-one little pod system. It's got a refillable pod. You can buy them. I think they're like $25 online or something like that. And it's a great little kit. The battery life on them is great from what I understand. Sammy Nitro in the chat has one. He swears by it. Swaggins actually picked one up while he was away over in the UK, and he's loving it. True Vapors has one. He says he's had.
How do you guys feel about these?
Honestly,
that's a throwaway one.
I think those Stigs actually are something that could be very useful for people that are, you know, trying to make the transition, because it's something that's real small. It comes in packs of 3. You know what I mean? You could just take one, put it in your pocket, and if you lose it, it's not that big of a deal because it's just one little itty bitty thing, and you've got 2 more. You know what I mean? I believe they're pretty inexpensive as well. How many drags can you get off of one of those pods?
I've been at this for a while, but then again, I don't use it religiously. But even then, like it's a nic salt, so it like hits me hard after a bit. It's 3 pulls on it, and I'm good to go for the next hour or so.
Yeah, see, and that's something that also you can think about too with the nic salts is like you only need like 2 or 3 little puffs off of a nic salt system or a pod system to get that nic fix, compared to like, you know, your 3 milligram in a, you know, on like a tube mic where you got to take 5 or 6 real big pulls before you get that nicotine fix that you're looking for. For me, I know like this is just how I use pod system. I use them for when I'm at work. You know, like if I don't have enough time to kind of, you know, step away and, you know, take a couple pulls off of my regular sub-ohm device. I just kind of step outside or step away for a second, take 1 pull or 1 or 2 pulls off of my Juul or whatever I have at the time, and then, you know, get back to it. And then, you know, I don't think about it for a while. Yeah. And Aziz also says the Mi Pot is a great little starter too. I will say yes and no. I've had bad experiences. I've actually had 2 of mine fail, but
I'd like to chime in here.
Absolutely.
Do not like the Mi Pod personally. I had too many pods go bad on me, but the Mi 1.
The Mi 1 is a badass one.
The Mi 1 is badass.
I've recommended that in the past to people.
That is what I recommend.
And they've been having a buy one get one.
Like the pods, would they come okay, the Juul is a great device, but I don't like how much money you spend on pods.
That was one I was gonna say. Like the Mi Pod, I know like you could change out the pods and all that, but I do feel it for like a beginner blowing $45 for a system is a little steep.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. So like I think these are like $10 a pack or something like that.
Yeah, those are perfect for someone that's.
But like Overdrip says, this is kind of something I'm kind of skeptical on those sticks too. Is, you know, is like we're creating a lot of extra waste with those, and not only that, you're throwing batteries in the trash. Like I don't know how safe that is. You know what I mean?
Well, what packaging? Okay, since you have one, Clown, what packaging does it come with? How does it say to dispose of them? Because I'm sure there's instructions and it doesn't say anything. It just says throw it away.
It just, well, not even that. It just has like the brand name, what's in there, and it's just like a little blue envelope looking thing that is like, you know, sealed up around it.
See, I feel like that's wrong.
They just got sent to me that way, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. So no one's had them like actually in a pack. Because I mean, people know like disposing of batteries, like for disposing 18650s or any batteries like that, you can go to like Best Buy and get rid of them safely and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if you can do that with those things, or if they told it on the box or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't gotten one with a box yet.
we're actually getting some good suggestions down here in the chat from Michelle Lynn says the MyJet was a great little refillable pod system, and she also recommends the Me One. We've got Robert Shorkey. He likes the Boulder Rock, $9 for the device and a pod, and he's like $10 for the device and some juice. That's not a bad price, guys. We got, the Vaping Miner. He's also saying the Mini Fit system is a great system. There's a lot out there, you guys. If you go online, you do your research, hop on YouTube, watch some reviews, because there's reviews out there for most of these products that we've brought up already. You guys can go and just check them out, watch some reviews on each individual product, and then make this decision based off of what you think is best for you and what's going to fit your vaping style, or, help you make that transition from smoking to vaping a lot easier.
And there's other games, says the Joytech Exceed, and I've tried those personally. Those are pretty nice.
The Joytech Exceed Edge, that thing is awesome. And I'm telling you what, I can put like 25 milligram salt neck or even like 45 milligram salt neck in it, and you don't eat. It's so smooth that you don't eat. It doesn't like
the flavor on those is
insane. When you hit it. It's like at IVC they have a pod. It's called Pod is the juice, and they do it in 15, 25, and 45. I usually do the 15 just because it's smoother out of the three. But I've put the 45 in the Exceed, and dude, it's like hitting the 15, but you're getting all the 45 milligrams of nick. So it's an awesome device.
It's like me, like I run the Berserker Mini RTA, which is definitely a little more of a step up from someone that's coming from just smoking to vaping. But like, dude, I rock a 50 milligram in this during the day. I take 1 or 2 puffs off of it, to get me through, and it gets me that fix. And then I just set it down and I go about my business and forget about it. There's even a lot of mouth to lung systems coming out too that are going to be great for these people switching from smoking to vaping, because it's a very similar style of, inhale from a mouth to lung to a cigarette. For me, it was kind of strange going from, a nice tight cigarette pull to going straight into sub-ohming, because all that airflow and all that vapor, I wasn't used to it. And it took me a little bit to kind of figure out what airflow and, what wattage and all that kind of made it to where it resembled a cigarette. But now they've got so many of these mouth to lung devices out now that it just makes it so easy. And there's a lot of great ones out there. You like the Berserker. They've even got a lot of
the Aries tank.
The Zenith. There's a lot of tanks out there that actually have pre-made coil heads that you just pop in the tank. You fill it up like your regular your smock tanks or your Fire Luke tanks, and it's just a little mouth to lung. Run it like depending on what your ohms are. Like I got a 0.65, rocking it at 12 watts, and battery life for days.
Well, the other
flavor gets great.
The other thing that's great with like pod systems and mouth to lung and stuff like that is you can see yourself saving more money, because you can't blow through like a 30 mil bottle of 50 milligram salt neck.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
That like I can buy one of those bottles and that shit lasts me 3 to 4 weeks depending on how much I'm hitting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that saves you money.
As a matter of fact, right here, this bottle, I don't know if you guys can see, it's like maybe halfway. I got this at ECC at the beginning of the year, and like I still haven't finished it yet. And this is one that I vape on all the time. It just, you don't go through as much. Like I literally will fill up my Berserker, and it'll last me almost all week on just one tank.
So that's another plus to mouth to lung stuff. So
absolutely.
Like I said, when you find someone, if they're smoking 2 packs a day, they you get them on something like that, and they're instantly saving money because they're not going. They were buying 2 packs of cigarettes a day. They buy this 1 30 milliliter bottle at like 40 to 50 milligrams. And boom, you're saving money. You can watch the savings. So that helps people too.
That is one thing I do forget. Like when I started, it was like C4 tanks, Nautilus minis.
Yeah.
And juice used to last you for days back then. I mean, they sold like 15 mils, and that would still last you for quite a while.
Yeah.
Now, like you get a 30 mil, and something like this will eat it up so fast.
You get a 60 mil and kill it in less than a week.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's also because I do real low wattage, chucking clouds.
Low wattage?
Low wattage?
No, I meant low resistance.
Low ohms.
Yeah, 0.1.
But it's so good and satisfying as well.
I know. So I mean, okay, so we covered like beginner-ish stuff. What if you want to take that next step, like that next one, but you still aren't comfortable with building?
Dude, there's a lot of great little kits out there too, man. Like a lot of people might not like it because it is an internal battery kit, but I picked up a Wake Modco Littlefoot for my mom at ECC, and it's a banging little kit. The tank that comes with it, the coils that are in it are awesome. It actually comes with not only a regular sub-ohm tank coil, but it comes with a mouth-to-lung coil head as well. So it actually gives you the best of both worlds. You could try each one and see which one you like better, and you can make your choices on what coils you want to buy after that. It's a great little kit. Like I said, comes with the tank, internal LiPo, 60-watt mod. It's a great little kit for, someone who's wants to switch over from, like a little pod system to something that's got a little bit more power or give you that little bit more vapor. And also, Ryan Galactic made a good suggestion. The Fireluke, the
Freemax.
The Freemax, yeah. The Fireluke mesh tanks are banging tanks, guys. The coil heads in there are phenomenal. The flavor's great. They last shit. Dan, how long do your coils last you, man?
So I drip 99% of the time. Dripper, dripper, dripper. It's the only tank that I keep around, literally.
Yeah.
I get a week to a week and a half per coil head. And I rock it every day. It goes to work with me. I'm not supposed to vape at my first job, but I do. We're not going to lie.
Your job.
Wrote it. So I took the Fireluke with me and then like my Me One with me. It's a week and a half usually to the day, and I'm like, okay, time to switch out the coil head. It's awesome. I've heard great things about the Falcon tank.
The Falcon tank's banging too. My sister's boyfriend has one, and he's loving it. Those
just look at how good the mesh coil heads have been doing.
Oh yeah, that's becoming the new thing, man.
That's probably, in my opinion, some of the worst coil heads ever has jumped on the mesh train.
Yeah,
they can get some money back because their customers who swear by smoke stuff for whatever reason. I don't know why. I'm not a fan of their stuff. I'm just being blunt here. I'm not a fan of smoke stuff. Like I know. People come in to the shop at like every third day, like, hey man, I need a new coil. I'm like, bro, when are you gonna upgrade to like a Fireluke mesh tank? That way you're not here every 3 days buying a coil.
Oh, I know. I mean, how many times on Facebook groups do you see people just complaining about it, but they keep going back to those systems?
And we're getting even some more suggestions over here in the chat, guys. Overdrip says with all these these mesh sub-ohm tanks and a nice two battery mod, he's like, you're laughing. You know what I mean? Honestly, I agree. You get yourself a nice little dual battery mod. Throw one of those, mesh coil tanks, whether it's the Fireluke, the Falcon. I even believe the new Watofo tank that comes on the Flux kit. The new flow coils are actually mesh coils as well.
Yeah, that Flux kit's badass.
Yeah, and those coils are actually compatible with the Smock Baby Beast tanks.
There you go. Dark Storms Empire says that they're on week 3 of their Smock mesh coil. So I mean, mesh is the way to go.
Yeah.
Like okay, the last time I used a sub-ohm tank was the Kanger Tech Top Box Mini, the whole kit that came with the little tank on top.
Yep.
And even for the time, it was garbage. I liked it. I used it quite a bit, but then I got tired of it, and that's how I got into rebuildables. So I tried my first tank for the first time in like 2.5 years, 3 years almost, and it was the Horizon Tech Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very impressed with the flavor, just the quality of the whole thing. Didn't like the bubble glass, but that's beside the point. That's just aesthetics. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've been using RDAs for years now, and I'm very, very impressed with how the sub-ohm tanks have advanced in the last couple of years.
Yeah. See, even Dave Satek says that Falcon mesh coils are banging, and I know Dave personally. The dude's a dripper.
Yeah,
like he loves dripping. But if he says the Falcon tank's a pretty good tank, I'll take his word for it. Because
we had this talk the other day about that tank where we're both like, dude, Dude.
Yeah, dude. Because like I was saying, my sister's boyfriend just got one, and I tried it the other day, and it surprised the shit out of me of how good the flavor was.
Here's what it is. From what I've been told, the way like regular Canthal coils and everything that are in there, it's not touching the cotton as much when you just have like regular round wire in there. It's only touching about 30% of the cotton. So it only touching 30% of that cotton, it burns out a lot quicker. The way the mesh coil is, where it's butted up against the cotton, you're getting at least like 75 to 80% contact with the cotton, where it's spread out around it, so it doesn't hotspot as quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't hotspot. It wicks a lot easier too, from what I understand, because you have that, like you're saying, that more surface area, so it allows that capillary action to work a lot quicker too. Because like you're saying, it creates not only that, you get a more saturated vape off of these things too. Yeah, I was surprised on how nice of a thick, dense, saturated vape I was getting off of those mesh coils.
And it heats up more evenly.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, very impressed by how far sub-ohm tanks have gotten. There's still a couple of duds here and there, but I mean, what was that one Mark Cloth? The Scion 2, he was like recommending that one to me, which I would still like to give that one a try and see how that is.
I'm trying to remember what the hell it is.
I've heard great things about the Scion 2 as well.
It comes in a kit, but you could buy them by themselves, and they're like $20 tanks.
Doesn't it come with the polar kit?
I think so. Yeah.
And I think that's the one that has like the plexus coils too.
Yes, right? Those are the plexus coils.
Yes, those plexus coils, from what I hear, are pretty banging. Pretty banging. So yeah, is there anything in the chat, like any questions you guys want to ask us while we got these last few minutes here? Also, while we're waiting for some questions to come in, why don't we do our little not consumers corner, but our favorite juice of the week, guys? What juices have you been vaping on this week that you're absolutely in love with and would recommend to the chat?
I got a good one.
Well, then you go first, buddy.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm in love. Bookworm. Bookworm, and I found it. It is by Just Had It.
Just a quick thing. Like Mark Cloth said, Scion 2 has the RBA, which that was something I wanted to say about the Wake Modco thing.
Yeah,
you can get an RBA, which is a nice transitional kind of tank if you want to get into building at any point. And
it's actually
buy a whole nother thing, you know.
Yeah, it's actually it's a really nice RBA section too. It's a lot bigger than most. It pretty much just turns the Wake tank from a sub-ohm tank to an RTA.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a banging little RTA too. I've used it both with the sub-ohm coil and with the the RBA section inside, and it's banging. And no, Frank, I'm out of Marcellus, dude. Quit bringing it up.
ECC.
And I'm waiting for ECC because I'm gonna stock up on that crap, man. I'm about to buy like 20 bottles of it and just keep that stuff on hand.
And you're gonna send me a bottle so I can try it. Anyways, Bookworm. It is by Eternal Afterlife Elixirs. I've seen them for a while, but IBC had just got them in. I was like, all right, it's time for me to try this out, and it's phenomenal. It's a twisted gala apple, so need to try that. That's my juice recommendation for the week.
Awesome.
All right,
James.
Yeah, I'll go next, dude. I'm gonna go with this Abstract Main Squeeze.
Ooh, what's that one?
This is what I have inside of the Fatality. It's like I was saying, it's like a strawberry citrus, like lemonade type thing. It's got like a little bit of orange, little lime, and some strawberry in it. It's a nice little citrusy vape. It's perfect for this time of year. You know, with it being so hot outside, it's super refreshing. So make sure you guys go check them out. Abstract's always got sales going too, so keep an eye out because you can get some crazy good deals, like 800 mils for like $7, I believe.
Wasn't last week they were doing like 4 bottles in a tank or something like that? I don't remember exactly, but it was like a crazy deal for like $40. I just remember the number.
For me, I'm gonna pick my Kangaroo Custard from Cloud Thieves. I guess I could compare it to Killer Custard, but a lot lighter. It's a good. I mean, mine's dark because I let this thing steep for I don't even know how long. Of course, it's gonna make the cotton a little bit darker, make the coils a little bit darker, but the flavor on it, I love it. Because some custards you get are a little bit too much, like they're too in your face. This one's a more mellow, relaxed custard flavor for me, and I like it. It's not too powerful. It just hits the right notes for me. So that's what I'm going to choose this week.
Nice.
All right, there you go.
Very nice. What you got for us, Clown?
Okay, so since I just joined with the masses here, apparently, I'm gonna go with that one.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Even though I have a hard time pronouncing it for some weird reason.
That's super steep Nilly, bro.
Yeah,
Just
that's super
Nilly.
That Nilly.
Hey, look, I got a bottle too. Look at that.
Look at that.
Nilly.
Hey, if you give me a second, I can grab like 3 bottles.
On the Nilly train.
But yeah, I'm digging it. It's not overpowering. Like the taste is clean, so I'm really liking it, man. Like I even let a couple of my coworkers try it, and they're like, "That's the reaction I got, literally, just faces."
For it being such, I wouldn't say it's a super sweet juice, but it's a pretty sweet juice. It's actually vapes really clean. Like I was surprised on how white and my cotton was, and it wasn't gunking up my coils like crazy. It's a definitely good juice, guys. I would definitely suggest trying that one out for sure.
All right, so
Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely, dude.
I just want to shout out my very supportive girlfriend and my son. It is both it's their birthday week. Nicole's birthday is on Friday, and Rowan's birthday is on Saturday.
Hold on.
Nice.
You got to tell him what his middle name is, bro.
It took me 9 months to get her to agree for me to have his middle name what I wanted his middle name. But Rowan's middle name is Danger. So Danger.
So badass, dude. So badass, bro.
Is his middle name, and hopefully that gets him late in the future.
Oh, it will, bro. It will.
But yeah, I'd like to shout them out. I got into vaping to be around for my family, and
dude, enjoy your family all you can, man. Like my daughter turns 13 here in 2 weeks, man. Enjoy while they're little. Seriously.
No, he's an asshole right now.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
All right.
I think I speak for all of us homies when we say absolutely happy birthday to both your girlfriend and your little boy, man. I hope they have fantastic birthdays, and many more to come, dude.
Yeah, for sure. I want to be around for all of them, and hopefully hopefully now that I've been vaping so long, I'll be there for even more of them because I won't get cancer and be great before them. So
absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. That's all I wanted to say before I show too much emotion. Someone else talk.
Okay, we did have a question. Uncle Rock said, "Is the best mod out the Vandy Vape 80 watts?" Have you guys heard of that?
I've heard fantastic stuff about that Vandy Vape Pulse 80 watt, man.
Oh yeah, I have too.
Stan Tenacious Texas Vapes is loving it. Our boy Swaggins is absolutely in love with his. He's actually brought his with him out to the UK, and he's been vaping on it the whole time he's out there. And he's loving it.
Follow his Instagram. There's like pictures constantly of that.
By the way, go follow his Instagram. He's posting some pretty sick pictures while he's out there in the UK of not only the Dull Dime, the Reverie, the Pulse 80 watt. He's taking some cool pictures. So make sure you guys go and support him. Hit that follow button, and go just scroll down his feed and give him a couple double taps for us, and then tell him that. And then down in the comments, tell him we sent you.
Just spam like him.
Just go through and like all of his shit. Just make him feel his love. We're all missing him. We wish we could have him on the show, but he's out there doing his thing. He's out there working, making money to support his family, which is good on him, dude.
Oh, yeah.
We miss you, brother. Can't wait till I have you back on the show, man.
Hashtag Ohmies love.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say a huge thank you, and just want to tell you guys in the chat how much we love and appreciate you guys tuning in with us every week. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. The show wouldn't be what it is, and we owe it all to you guys.
We
absolutely
really
love you, and you guys mean the world to us. Every single one of you guys.
You guys can email us too if you ever have questions for us.
I'll drop that in the chat.
And I mean, we try to promote the idea that we are a consumer show for consumers, because none of us are reviewers. Some of us work like in shops and things like that. But other than that,
I work in a shop, but no one sends us free stuff of anything. We all spend our money on stuff. We want you guys to know what we feel is a good thing to buy, because you don't just want to go out and drop $100 for stuff that sucks. You know what I mean? We're all trying to find stuff to keep us off cigarettes and, you know, use our money wisely for things. So,
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why we like doing what we do. I mean, we have fun with it because it's just us talking from like your guys' perspective, or at least we hope that's how it comes off.
Everyone hates Mondays except for we get to hang out here.
Yeah, we get to hang out, you know, chat it up with. I get to chat with my boys, and then, you know, chat with all you guys in the chat. Look forward to it every week. You know, it makes my Monday a little bit less dreadful. That's for sure. Because I know as soon as I get off work, I've got this to look forward to, and I get super pumped every week, guys. So love the show. Love the interaction we get with the chat. You guys kill it every week.
For sure.
Alrighty, guys. Well, with all that love and such things said, we'd like to thank you for being here another week. And hopefully you guys catch a show next week. Follow us on all the social media. There's links down in the description for everybody and all our stuff. And thank you for being here again. And as always, mix on, vape on.
Vape on, homies.